guys, what is up? It is Emily, and today what I'm going to be talking about is school stories. Now, I have a lot of them. I'm going into 8th grade in about like a week or so. So I'm kind of excited for that, and I just wanted to make this video because school's kind of getting started. Some people are already in school. Some people don't have school anymore. Lucky you. But if you just want to go back to childhood or go back to like now, if you're going to school, maybe you can relate to these videos, or you could just get a fun laugh at it. So here we go. School stories. First school story, we're gonna kick it back to kindergarten and 1st grade. When you're learning how to write, when you're learning how to count, and most importantly, in this story, how much money is. Compared to a quarter, compared to a penny, a dollar, etc. So this story takes place in the book fair. Now, book fair, oh sweet, sweet book fair. I still have it today and everyone knows it. It's kind of like the dollar store / Five Below kind of store. Kind of not great quality, kind of interesting books and interesting merchandise. It's just basically a bunch of books, a bunch of posters, and a bunch of stickers, and you already know I'm gonna buy everything that's not a book. But sometimes we want to please our parents and sometimes our English teacher. So I was going to decide to buy a book. Now, I found 4 quarters on the ground, and to me, 25 cents equaled to $25. And I already know that that's super, super wrong, but that's very important. So I thought I had 4 $25. So I thought I had $100. And I got so proud and so excited. So we were in the book fair. People are buying posters, stickers, you know, all the weird, cheesy things that they have that everyone wants. And we'll probably break in about 5 minutes, maybe 2 a day. You don't even know. And some people are buying books to try to make their parents proud of them and their English teachers to give them a round of applause. And I wanted to make my English teacher happy of me. So I wanted to get 5 books. And since I thought I had $100, I was super confident. So I went up to the checkout table, placed my zip-up bag with 4 quarters, only $1, and 5 books on the counter, and I looked dead straight in her eyes. I have $100 and I want to buy 5 of these books, 10 posters, and like 20 stickers, please. And of course she was like, sweetie, you could buy maybe like a sticker and maybe a pencil, but that's only $1. That's not $100. And me being the stupid kid that I was, I had no idea what she was talking about. And I got really, really frustrated. Then my English teacher, who we all kind of want to try to impress with our reading skills, but let's be honest, we are only learning the ABCs. You know what I mean? She comes over, she's like, what's going on here? And I said, I want to get 5 books, 20 posters, a billion stickers with, you know, all the weird junk things. I want it all because I think I am rich. She looks at me, she brings me to my math teacher, and that's the day when I learned the difference between cents and dollars. So that was kind of embarrassing, but let's just go on to story number 2. Story number 2. So this takes place in 3rd grade, and everyone has to do this scary state test that everyone has to do in Philadelphia, and it's called the PSSAs. If you hear that, you kind of go insane because it's a crazy long test. It can take 2 weeks or even more, honestly. Sometimes it takes less, but let's just agree that it's a hard test that people have to do that no one wants to do. Now, this is our first time doing the PSSA, so no one knows how hard it is. But something happened to little old me. I had a concussion, and I got it from the worst story possible. I do karate, as some of you may or may not know, and I got hit in the head and I puked everywhere. Not a great sight for me. And that means means I couldn't do the PSSA, and everyone had to do it, and everyone complained to me. That's right. But some people are like, oh, you're so lucky, you don't have to do the PSSA. It's like so hard. And if you think about it, in my eyes, I had to be in a room with no technology. I can't call my friends. I can't do anything. They basically treated me like a baby, and honestly, I felt like one too. Like, I couldn't go outside. I couldn't do anything for basically about 3 months. So that was my time during the PSSA. Since I didn't do the PSSA, in 4th grade, everyone knew all the rules, how hard the PSSA. They all basically got like, okay, I've done this before, I can do this again. I know what it's going to kind of be like. But me, I didn't do it in 3rd grade, so I had no idea. I did not have like, oh, by the way, it's going to be stressful, and it's going to be very, 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 very difficult. I had no idea how hard it was. All I have for stories, it was super easy, or it's actually the worst test they have ever had in their lives. So I log in, and I have no idea what to expect, and I get my test, and everyone is kind of like, okay, yeah, I get that these questions are hard, and I'm just like, what are these questions? Sometimes these questions that we didn't even learn yet, and they're on the test just to see how smart we are, because the state loves doing that to us. And I'm here panicking, being like, oh my gosh, this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and I did not prepare at all. I thought it was going to be kind of easy, and oh gosh, boy was it not. And when it was over, I just flopped on my bed and took a straight up nap, which like barely ever happened to me at that time. Now, since I've been in 7th grade and deal with like 3 PSSAs, wait, maybe 4, I don't know. Yeah, I always go on my bed and I take a nap because it's stressful. It happens all day, okay? So like, give me a break. But that was my PSSA experience. Not the best one. Moving on to story number 3. Story number 3. So I'm in middle school now, and I'm very nervous because all the movies and everyone says that middle school is literally really hard. And people are really mean, and you're like changing, and I'm not gonna get into that subject, but we all know that you're gonna be changing, okay? People are going to be people. Cool. This is not health class. We ain't going to talk about that. Anyways, so I meet the popular girls, and they all are in my class, including their boyfriends. Now, I'm sorry, but if you say you have a relationship in middle school, girl, you don't. And I learned that the hard way, which we're going to learn in story number 4. Oops, spoiler. Anyways, so I meet these popular girls, and I just try to stay away from them as possible. I'm going on the bus, and I sit in the back because I felt like it. I don't know. There was no more seats, okay? So I sit in the back. Apparently, I'm with their, like, leader. We'll just call this person Liam. We'll call him Liam. Why not? So I'm sitting next to Liam, put my headphones in, listening to some music, and just looking through my phone because I'm bored and I'm a normal person. I don't know. And he has the audacity to take my headphones off my head without letting me know about this, holding my headphones and saying, why are you sitting here? You do not have enough followers to sit here. Now me, being the scared, confused, and just normal human that I am, grabbed my headphones out of his hand and said, this is the only seat, I'm sitting here, and followers do not matter at all. And how can you ever say that to another human being? Downgrading someone because they don't have enough followers, and I'm not popular, and I'm not with your squad? Isn't that just horrible? I felt so embarrassed, and then the bus driver stopped the bus mid-highway, stopped the bus, like where there's a huge busy street, went in the back and said, what's the commotion? What's going on? And then everyone part of Liam's squad said, Emily's being annoying and saying that we're mean, and I'm just super done, and I'm like, that did not happen. So Then, you know what she does? She gives us a slip and said, we'll see about it. Our bus has security cameras. I don't know why. Just to check, like, if dumb people do something dumb, they make sure they actually did it or not. So I went to the principal's office. They had a camera. They saw the whole thing, and he got in detention. And I did not. So that was pretty fun. It was a definitely interesting experience. And let's just say I don't sit in the back of the bus anymore. Anyways, moving on to story number 4. Story number 4. Now, this one is in 7th grade, and it's very awkward, and I really don't like this story, but there's one part of it that I kind of like a little bit. So, remember when I was talking about relationships? Let's just say a girl had one, and it did not work out at all. So, there was this girl that I thought was really cute. By the way, I am bi, part of the LGBTQ plus community. Okay, that means I like girls and guys, like marriage-wise, couple-wise. Cool. We're good, bisexual, that is me. Hello. Cool. Got that over with. Anyways, I saw this girl, and I thought she was super cute, super nice, but we didn't really talk that much. And it turns out one of my friends said, oh, by the way, did you know that this girl has a crush on you? And I was like, no, she doesn't, but like, if she does, I'm like, oh, let me know. And basically, she tells my crush that I liked her. Then I was walking to my bus, passing her, like I do every morning, but I don't make a big deal of it, because I'm a normal human, just trying to talk to my friends and get on my bus. She stops me, and I get nervous and sweaty, and she says, wait, do you like me? And I'm like, yes, yeah, I do. And it was super awkward, super sweaty, and she's like, do you want to be my girlfriend? And my heart stopped. I'm just confused, and I'm like, how did this happen? How does this happen? All I'm worrying about is to, like, not have homework that day, because it's a Friday, and then it will be the weekend. So that's all I'm worrying about. And then she says, do you want to be her girlfriend? Of course, I said yes, and I just ran away, embarrassed. Now, she had my number because of the homework project that we were doing, and we wanted to meet up at the library, and I needed her phone number. And she texted me, and she's like, all right, I guess this is a thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now, I will remind you, I was not out at this time. I only really told my mom, my dad, and my brother. And that actually went super well, just letting you know. And I told, like, one of my friends, but one of my friends that I told, I was like, okay, what do? I don't know how to do this. And she's like, wait, first of all, how did you get a relationship before me? And I'm like, I don't know, it just happened. It literally just happened. So the next day, I'm at school, and I'm trying to look for her, and I found her, and we were holding hands in the hallway, and that brought up a lot of comments, a lot of stares, but no one said anything directly. Then I thought, okay, this is weird. I only dreamed about this, and this is actually really cool. But then I realized that we were acting more like friends than a couple, and I didn't really feel a connection between us. Then the next day, I wanted to give it another shot, and I didn't feel anything anymore. I thought she was still pretty bad looking, but I didn't feel any connection or spark. And then she told me, do you think we're a real thing? And I said, no. And she said, I also agree, and I think that we should break up because this isn't a real thing. And I'm glad that we broke up so that way she could try to find someone else and I could try to find someone else, which is never going to happen. You already know I'm married to Dairy Queen and Netflix. But it ended out like that. So my relationship lasted 3 days. Do you count that as a relationship? I don't know. I count it because that was also the time when I came out on Instagram and I told everyone who I was. It was really scary for me, but a lot of my friends and a lot of people really supported me, which was so kind of them. So even though the relationship didn't work out as I was dreaming about for the longest time ever, it still kind of made me came out and gave me the confidence. So I gotta kind of thank her for letting me tell everyone who I was. And yeah, well, it's kind of embarrassing. Anyway, let's talk about something else. Last story. So, this story is a little bit of my bad. So I was sitting at lunch with my friend who I always sit at. We always go to the same table every single day. And there was this girl, we'll just call her Vanessa, okay? I was sitting with Vanessa. And my friend, I don't want to just keep calling her my friend. Let's just call her Kat. We'll call her Kat. I don't know. So Kat wanted to bring one of her other friends to the table. And I said, sure, why not? Never met them. Cool, why not? So she sits down next to Kat and we're starting chatting it up. She seems pretty cool, pretty nice. And then Vanessa, who I really never met before, but she's one of the popular kids, and we already know that they kind of don't like me, but they kind of don't like anyone, so it's nothing new. She said, who is this? I don't want her to sit near my table because I'm a queen, and she is not a queen, and blah, 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 every excuse that I've ever heard. And then Kat's friend was really upset and said, I could sit here if I wanted to. And me, I hate bullying. I got bullied a lot in 5th and 4th grade and kind of throughout all my life. Not as much now, but I mean, I've got bullied a lot, unfortunately. Because of my size or my hair color or my glasses, basically anything. And it was really kind of hard to deal with. So I hate bullies, and I'm never one of them. And I always stick up to people that are getting bullied, which you should also do. Anyway, stop being in mom mode. I looked her dead in the face and said, what did you say? Are you saying that another human, which is super equal to you, is lesser than you just because you're prettier or nicer or have a higher standard in social life? What is wrong with you? She is allowed to sit here. It's not your table. You don't get to decide who sits here. Then we got in a kind of a argument. We didn't throw any punches, no one got hurt, but I was super upset that someone told someone that they couldn't sit there just because they aren't as popular as someone, or cool, or whatever excuse it is. You're allowed to let someone sit at your lunch table. That way you make new friends, and it's just a common human thing to do. So, I got really frustrated, and she's like one of those people that are like, oh my god, I can't even with her, she needs to leave. And I'm like, no. I got so frustrated, and I wanted to say a lot of mean things. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to show everyone how I feel you are showing everyone. So, I did something like this. I be prepared. I was like, oh my god, she can't even sit here when she's sitting here. Oh my god, obviously in the bath, don't you know? I was basically kind of acting like her. And she's like, stop it. And I'm like, stop it. Yeah, is it a little bit annoying, and I probably shouldn't have done that, and probably just told a teacher. Yeah, but I was super angry at that time and would have done something a lot less nicer. So I did that as a coping mechanism, and honestly, I suggest you do that because it works, and it's better than fighting someone. And don't do that because that's dumb. Then a teacher came around, dealt with the situation, and I guess it's all handled, but I'm still mad to this day that someone would do that. Don't do that to anyone, and if you see someone doing that to someone, stop it immediately. I hope you guys enjoyed this video about my 5 school stories. I hope you have fun with school. I'm going into 8th grade. You can tell me what grade you're going into. And I'm kind of excited for a new year. New year, new me. Oh my god, I'm cheesy. Anyways, guys, hope you have a great day. And this has been Emily. Goodbye.